Hey, and welcome to the weekly forecast from the 11th of September right up until the 17th of September. So yes, let's just get on with it. So on the 11th of September, the Sun makes a quincunx to Saturn. There's a risk of having problems with authority, or you may be the one in charge who has troubles with someone who questions your power. There can be delays in communications and travel, and people can fail to understand each other's opinions, especially in important business meetings. Whatever you want to achieve today may require a lot of patience and perseverance. It is best to use the correct procedures rather than take shortcuts, because this will waste time. There is a risk some people may act destructively, and this can cause a breakdown in communications or separation in important relationships. On the 12th of September, the moon void of course starts at 6:25. Moon day 18 to 19 is a perfect time to heal deep wounds and plant vegetables. Things may not go as planned today, but to be forewarned is to be forearmed, which basically means to be prepared for the fact that things won't be so good. Then you can create sort of like a backup plan just in case things all tumble down. Be patient and do your best to concentrate and be reasonable, especially with differences of opinions, so you can resolve difficulties efficiently rather than waste time in meaningless arguments. Taking time out from your usual routine can open you up to new solutions to problems you have been facing. Be cautious to avoid conflict. When the moon is in Pisces, people can be overly sentimental, especially in business matters. So do your best to not overthink things and keep a calm head, and do not make emotions cut out an important business deal. Also on this day, you and others in general can be more generous with your resources, helping each other out, listening to each other, sharing your possessions and things like that. So yeah, that's the 12th of September. On the 13th of September, the moon enters Aries at 2:06 a.m. and the moon also enters its disseminating moon phase at 11:55, which I'll talk about later. So yeah, when the moon is in the constellation of Aries, you and others may communicate more directly and impulsively, going after what you want without thinking about others' reactions or feelings. This can be an emotional running time, and some people can be more self-conscious and sensitive. Irritation can also cause by impatience, people just wanting to rush and people taking time, and this can end up in disagreements. Individuals can also go to extremes to get their own way. There can be problems in domestic matters due to overindulgence or someone wanting things to change and facing resistance. So you may want to change something, have something different for dinner tonight, and your partner can be like no, and this can just cause some kind of argument. On the other hand, even if you are genuinely shy, you can become more assertive during this transit if you keep a level head. Aries energy is ruled by Mars, is seen as the perfect vibration for enterprising activity. There can also be a lot of competitive behaviour because people refuse to take second place. Everybody wants to be number one. Still, taking the initiative can bring rewards in career or personal projects. When the moon transits the constellation of Aries, there can be a strong dislike of restriction and a thirst for freedom. Don't allow others to walk over you and respect others' wishes. Gut feelings can be strong as well as self-expression, and watch out for short tempers and rush action that can cause mistakes or accidents. The best use of the moon in Aries energy is to start new ventures and be alert to new opportunities. Although you may want to rush ahead, use moderation and restraint and you will succeed. For you farmers out there, this is an excellent time to harvest and store your crops. Cultivate your ground and eliminate weeds and insects. It's also good to mow the lawn and fertilize. The moon also enters disseminating waning gibbous phase today. The waning gibbous moon is good for planning, reflecting, self-improvement and connecting with others. But the energy of Aries may make that a bit harder, but just try and find some middle ground. Also good energy to learn from past mistakes. Waning gibbous moon, the disseminating moon, allows for the fine-tuning of the more minor details of any plan or relationship. It can be a time of silence and stillness. Do what's essential to you and focus on improving yourself. There can be an increase in communication. Try not to force your opinions on others and keep an open mind. Reflect on ways to enhance your life, looking at the past and thinking about what you did right and what needs improving. Express gratitude and thanksgiving for your life and the things and people in it, sharing information, ideas and thoughts in meaningful ways. Also on the 13th, Venus also makes a Sesquiquadrate to Pluto. Like a moth to light, you and others can be drawn to one another. There can be an increase in unethical and selfish behaviour, jealous rage and power struggles that can generate conflict in intimate and other relationships. There can be an increase in sexual tension, where some of you may become temporarily attracted to friends and co-workers. On the 14th of September, Moon Day 19 to 20 is a perfect day to try new things and to strengthen your resolve to get the things you want to be done completed. Willpower is given to help you heal any psychological, emotional or spiritual wounds causing you concern. Some of you may prefer to spend time alone in solitude, in self-reflection. Interacting with others today can be problematic for some of you, so do your best to be diplomatic and rational if you are forced to interact with friends, family or co-workers. When the moon is in Aries, courageous actions win the day. However, it's best to make room for errors and not rely on exact figures in business matters. So you may think, oh yeah, I'm going to make this much money today, or this is going to go this way. Just be aware that plans may change, such as negotiations may take longer than expected. Be careful with your finances, as there is a risk of overspending or loss due to absent-mindedness. On the 15th of September, the moon void of course starts at 6:31 a.m. and then the moon enters Taurus at 9:59 a.m. So yeah, on the 15th of September, people may be more focused on career and financial security, spending time paying bills, planning savings and sticking to routines rather than trying new things. When the moon enters the constellation of Taurus, practicality is the key theme. The moon is exalted in Taurus, which simply means it's a good place for the moon to be. Taurus energy is perfect to complete what you set your mind and action towards. The ability to be more loyal and consistent in intimate relationships is given. Spending time with family and enjoying food, games or other entertainment can bring comfort. Negatively, people can become more possessive, stubborn and selfish, not wanting to share. There can also be overspending and overindulgence in food, drink and intoxicating substances. In general, people can be more materialistic than usual. The best use of the moon in Taurus is to economize and plan, taking time to solve any problems with your inner values, your self-esteem, your appearance or how you think about beauty and nature and stuff like that. If you don't typically save, now is an excellent time to start. If you have investments, you should check that they are secure and look for new opportunities to expand your investments. If you put the work in with your crops, the moon in Taurus will reward you during harvest time. This period of the moon in Taurus is great for planting vegetables such as parsnips, turnips, beets, maca, sweet potatoes, radish and carrots. If you want to slow the growth of your plants, now is the time to trim your garden or field. So yeah, that's the 15th of September. Okay, so on the 16th of September, Moon Day 21 to 22. It's a good day for art expression or appreciation and physical activity. Working with others can bring great rewards. Spending time in water or drinking enough of it can be beneficial for your overall well-being. Venus trines the Moon's North Node today. This allows you to make new or deepen existing social, creative or romantic relationships. You may find yourself awakening to your true potential, and you can make meaningful new connections or research ways to make your dreams a reality. You may face challenges in your closest relationships right now, but all that happens is showing you the actual value of authentic friendship, respect and admiration. The power to forgive those who have caused you pain and be forgiven by those who you have caused pain is given. Some of you may decide to love those who have hurt you, or at least like or accept them unconditionally. How you view passion, self-love, lust, trust and affection can change dramatically. Broaden your perception of what a relationship is. Now is the time to work and advance in your career, personal, spiritual, financial, intellectual, educational, psychological or philosophical development. If you keep an open mind and are willing to learn from your past mistakes, you can attract the right resources to you by taking practical action and following rational or intuitive insights. This is a perfect time for networking and having compassion for yourself and others. You may spend time at a dinner party or some other social event and meet someone with whom you share psychological or emotional wounds, and you may talk and you may make each other feel better or gain deeper insight into your own personal wounds. On the 17th of September, the moon void of course starts at 12:04 p.m. and the moon enters the constellation of Gemini at 9:14 p.m. When the moon enters the constellation of Gemini, in general, there is an increase in communication. It's suitable for all types of writing, especially technical, scientific, medical or intellectual. Negatively, there can be an increase in malicious gossip and superficial speaking. At worst, people may talk crap to get what they want and drag in criticizing others or have prejudiced opinions that cause verbal conflict. There can be delays in critical communications and short distance travel, that you may be late to meetings or any other important social events and stuff like that. You can rationalize your emotions right now or use logic instead of your heart, which can cause relationship problems. In general, if you engage in deductive reasoning or intuitive guidance, there can be a lot of lively discussion and the influx of ideas. You can spend more time traveling and socializing with friends and family than normal. The best use of the moon's energy in the constellation of Gemini is to catch up on reading and replying to essential communications, partaking in research and anything else that broadens your knowledge bank. Take time to sort issues out rationally with your close ones and explore your community. Also good transit for all sorts of writing, marketing, selling, publishing work. For gardeners out there, when the moon travels through the constellation of Gemini, it is perfect time to store roots and fruit bulbs and just fruits in general. Also cultivate your land and plant all types of melon, zucchini seeds such as cucumber, squash, courgettes and cucumbers. The moon also enters the last quarter moon phase today at 52 minutes past 10 p.m. So what does the last quarter moon mean in astrology? During this time, it's good to start getting rid of the old to make room for the new, decluttering your house, your mind, clothes, your car, whatever, your desk at work, releasing burdens, whether it's in personal hobbies, projects, relationships or habits. There also can be an increase in sensuality, need for touch and blocking your repressed emotions and energies, also good use. So seeking out alternative healing, doing some meditation, doing your own type of body work, writing things down in your journal, looking into ways you can become more open to love and sensitive. People can be more responsive to hands-on healing therapies like acupuncture and massage. Perfect time to investigate your obstacles, can be a time of increased intuition. It's a good time to just partake in general self-care, questioning your grudges, bitterness and regrets, and start to work through them. Again, supporting the forgiveness of yourself and others. Also, on the 17th of September, Mercury, which is the ruler of Gemini, opposes Jupiter, so it supports the discussion of important issues and making the decision making. So it's supporting the moon's end of the last quarter moon phase. But it's also crucial that you think before making rash choices, decisions, or things can turn out badly. Never underestimate the power of planning. Negatively lazy thinking and negligent action can cause mistakes, and people can make promises they cannot keep. There can also be a lot of exaggerated speech and action, and people blowing things out of context, taking the joke too far. So just watch out for that. Just play fair. And that's the 17th of September. So thanks a lot for listening to this weekly horoscopes. Take care of yourself and see you soon.